This conference will now be recorded.
So these are the content generally what we're having in core Java point of view, but this much of content I'm not discussing. So whatever the concepts in which we required for Hadoop point of view, these concepts only I'm discussing. Okay. So first we'll discuss about uh, basic programming skills. So that is nothing but how to create a class, how to create an object, how to pass the members of a class, how to pass some parameters to the methods, and how to catch the respective return type, abstract classes, and interface. So just these things we are going to discuss now. So first one is how to create a class. So this thing let us discuss. Okay. So first of all, how can we create a class? How to create a class? Or what is the basic syntax for creating a class? Okay, class and followed by class followed by class name and open braces and close braces. Okay, and here whatever the space between open braces and closed braces, I mean this space. So this space we are calling as an members of a class. So this space we are calling as in members of a class. So we are having a two members. One is instance context and second one is static context. Okay, one is instance context and one more thing is static context. Okay, now here instance context is again divided into two types. One is instance variable and second one is instance method. Okay, instance context is again divided into two parts or two types. One is instance variable and one more thing is an instance method. Same way static context as well. Static context is again divided into two types. One is static variable and the second one is static method. Okay, one is static variable and one more thing is a static method here. Okay, so now here first of all before creating a class, first of all how to define a variable and how to define a method we need to discuss. After discussing of these two concepts, so just we need to include, I mean first of all we need to create a class. Within class just we need to include these two concepts. Okay, first of all we need to discuss about this instance, I mean how to create a variable and how to create a method. First of all we need to discuss these two concepts. After discussion is done, so just we need to create a class, so we need to include these two concepts. What are the concepts in which we need to discuss? Okay, so first of all let me discuss about how to create a variable and how to create a method. So from the beginning of our career, right? I mean, beginning of our career means if you go with we are as a kids, okay? So if you want to represent numbers, right? So how we representing? So 1, 2, 3. So like this, we're representing some numbers. And same way, alphabets as well, right? So now this same concept, okay? So nothing but for representing some numbers, we are having some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this, right? If you want to represent some alphabets, so same way we're having some A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? So same concept. So now if you want to represent in any programming skill, whatever the programmings we're having, okay? So we're having a concept called as data types. So we are having a concept called as data types. Okay. So nothing but int, char, short, byte, boolean, float, string, like this. Okay. So here in Java point of view, string is not a data type. So string is also a pre-defined class as well. Okay. So now if you want to represent either numbers or alphabets. So within a programming, we're having a concept called as a data types. So these are the data types in which we're having. So out of these data types, so generally we're using int, float, boolean, and string. So these four data types only regularly we are using. Okay. So now, what is the syntax for creating a data type or creating a variable, not a data type? First of all, what is the syntax for creating a syntax for creating a variable? So data type variable name equal to value. Data type variable name equal to value. So I want to present some number, right? So just go with the int data type. Variable name can be any name. So let us assume I'm creating some variable name as a equal to. So this numbers, right? So if you want to represent a numbers in our any programming skills, right? Generally, we're going with data type as an int and followed by some value, some numeric value, maybe some text. Same way, string as well. String B, it can be any name. So now, if you want to represent these alphabets in our programmings, right? So we need to go for a data type called as a string. So followed by group of characters. See here like this. So this is a way for representing of string data type. So if you want to define a variable with numerics, this is the representation. And if you want to define a group of characters, right? So this is the data type which you need to go for. Or we can simply say that if you want to present a numeric value, this is the data type. And if you want to present the alphabets, this is the respective data type what we are having. And regularly, so these two data types only we are using in our any projects or whatever the programmings which you are having. Okay. So now here we have just to define a variable. That's it, right? Now, if you want to define a method, so how can we define a method as well? Basic syntax for creating a method. So return type followed by method name. Okay, return type followed by method name and open braces and close braces. Okay, and here this space, whatever the space between open braces and closed braces, so this space we are calling as an, or this space we're calling here method body or implementation of a method. Okay, we can call it as a method body or implementation of a method. And here we're having some different return types. So now return type, it can be a void and it can be a class, it can be a interface, or it can be a data types. So nothing but int, float, these things comes under data types. Okay, so return type, it depends upon your method logic. So here this thing we're calling as an body or implementation part, right? So after executing this method, so just I want to return some numeric value. Okay, so then we can go with return type as a in data type. Okay, so just assume that after executing this method, I'm getting either a 1 or 0. Okay, so if it is 1 means, so just I want to display something. If it is 0, I don't want to display. So if this is the case, so then we can go with return type as a in data type. Okay, so based upon your requirement, we need to go for this data type here, or what we can say return type. So now if you want to define a method, so example for creating a method here, example for creating a method. So just I'm going with return type as a void, followed by some name m1, open braces and close braces. That's it. Okay, so this is a way for, for creating a method. If you want to create a method, so this is the respective way for creating a method. Here I have taken return type as a void, means after executing this body of the method or implementation of the method, right, I don't want to return anything, so then we need to go for return type as a void means simply can say that empty, that's all. Okay, so here till now what we have done, so just we have created one variable, right, and even just we have created a method. So now what we need to do is, so try to create a class with some name. Okay, so just we need to include these two concepts. What are the concepts in which you have discussed? So try to create a class first of all. So class, so assume that my class name is first, followed by open braces and closed braces. So now if you want to define a variable, right? So how we can define a variable here? Nothing but int a is equal to 10, which I have discussed already. So now if you want to create a method, so generally how we are defining a method? Void m1 followed by open braces and closed braces. And here uh, if you want to display something, if you want to print something in our Java programming, so we're using a predefined statement called as system.out.println, Core Java is base for Java frameworks. Okay, Core Java is a base for Java frameworks. So here just we have defined one variable, and here we have just created a one method, right? So try to include these two concepts within the class. So this is a creating a variable, and this is a way creating a method as well. Okay, and here if you observe in the previous screenshots, right? So here this space, I mean whatever the space between this open braces and closed braces, we have called as a members of a class. So two members we're having, right? One is instance context and one more thing is a static context. And instance context is again divided into two types, right? One is instance variable and one more thing is an instance method here. So now this is a thing, it is nothing but a instance variable, and this is nothing but a instance method. Okay, so now the question is, how can we represent static variable and static method as well? Because here if you observe within the class, so we're having two contexts, right? One is instance context and one more thing is a static context here. Just we have represented only instance context, I mean instance variable and instance method, that's it. Now how can we represent static variable and static method? Okay, so just before this data type, okay, just try to include a keyword called as a static, and before this return type try to include a keyword called as a static. Okay, just before this data type try to include a keyword called as a static. Just before this return type try to include a keyword called as a static. Okay, so nothing but like this, static int b equal to 10. Okay, same way static void into system.out.println core Java concepts are required for MR map reduce. Okay, so now if you observe this is nothing but a static variable and this is nothing but a static. This is static variable and this is static method. So till now what we have done, just we have created a class. Within the class just we have created instance context and as well as a static context, that's it. Okay, within the class just we have created a class followed by some class name, that is nothing but a first, and within this class we have created instance context and as well as a static context. Okay, so that's it. So is it fine, all of you? If you're having any questions, any queries, let me know. And before that, so what is a class or what is an object? So we'll discuss later. So currently, no need to worry about what is exactly class, these things. Okay, so just you need to observe only one thing is, so how to define a class in Java. That's it, that's all. Okay, so is it fine? So these things we'll discuss. What is the difference between instance static variables? We'll discuss. Okay. So here, what are the concept in which I have explained you? If it is fine, that is okay. What is exact class? I mean, what is a class? What is an instance variable? I mean, what is the difference between instance or static? So these things I will discuss in OOPS concept. Okay. So here, if you observe, just here I have mentioned as a basic program skills. That's it. Okay. So now within the OOPS, here we're going to discuss in detail each and everything. Okay. So because OOPS itself, okay, OOPS itself, we are taking almost 6 to 8 hours. Okay, only OOPS almost. I hope this concept is fine, all of you, right? So if you observe here, we have defined how to create a class. That's it. Okay, we did not created how to create an object. So just here we have created class followed by their members of a class. That's it. Okay.
This conference will now be recorded.
So if you observe this Hadoop point of view, so previously we had discussed about this, file system, and after the DFS and HDFS as well, couple of concepts within the HDFS. So namely this block size, replication factor, and metadata as well. We have discussed all these concepts. So after that we have defined the what is exactly Hadoop, and we discussed about, if you observe this Hadoop point of view, so we're having two things. So one is Hadoop administration, and one more thing is an Hadoop development. And after that, we need to discuss about this. We're discussing Hadoop installation part basically. So if you want to go with this installation, so Hadoop installation. So first of all, we need to configure this Oracle VirtualBox. On top of this Oracle VirtualBox, we need to install Linux operating system. So Linux operating system, that is nothing but a, we have gone Linux operating system with Flavor as an Ubuntu, right? So, and on top of that, we need to install Hadoop software. This is the sequence of steps what we're having. And after that, so we have installed Oracle VirtualBox, and after that, on top of that, we have installed this Linux operating system as well, right? So now we need to configure this. We need to go with Hadoop 2.x installation. Okay, so let us discuss on this. Hadoop installation. So Hadoop supports in 3 modes. So one is local mode, this comes under development, and one more thing is pseudo distributed mode. So that is development and testing, and one more thing is fully distributed mode. Fully distributed mode, that is nothing but a production purpose. Okay, so these are the three modes in which we're having in Hadoop point of view. One is local mode, pseudo distributed mode, and fully distributed mode. So we're going with the pseudo distributed mode. Okay. So after installation of Oracle VirtualBox with Linux operating system. Okay, so we need to go with some predefined commands or prerequisites for Hadoop installation. They are, so one is sudo apt-get update, sudo apt-get update. Nothing but updates the list of available packages and their versions. Okay, so updates the list of available packages. So whenever if you are executing this predefined command. Okay, so second one is sudo apt hyphen get install openjdk hyphen 8 hyphen jdk. Okay, so this is nothing but installation of Java, in Linux operating system. If you go with Windows, it is a different. So here if you observe the Linux, so everything is a command base. So generally if you go to Windows, so what we are doing, so we are going to Google and we are typing the respective software. For suppose if I put a Java 8 means I need to type Java 8 software download for Windows 10 64-bit. Like this, we need to type a keyword within the Google search, right? So then we're going to get some couple of websites, so in which we need to download. So after downloading, so just need to extract and we need to install, and we're going to get some screens, so which we need to click on next, finish, like that, right? So after successful installation, so again what we need to do, so we need to tell to the operating system where exactly Java is installed. For suppose in my system it is installed in T Java folder, right? So this path I need to update to the operating system, because operating system has to know where exactly Java is installed, then only we can utilize as an end user. So without knowing the operating system, we are unable to utilize, right? So, but here if you observe the Linux operating system point of view, so here we no need to go to whatever the Google search, whatever the search engines we're having. So just it is everything is a command base. So once if we enter this command, so we need, before that we need to connect to internet. Okay, so directly from internet it will download the all the respective softwares. Okay, so and third step is, so we need to set environment variables for Java in .bathrc file. That is, we are having command called as a gedit tilde slash dot batch rc. Okay, gedit space tilde slash dot batch rc. So here, once if you're executing this above command, I mean sudo space apt hyphen get install open jdk hyphen 8 hyphen jdk, right? So Java is going to install in some location. So now this Linux operating system has to know where exactly Java is installed. Then only we can utilize that respect to software, right? In Linux point of view, where we are updating this information is in this respect to batch RC file. Okay, so we're having a predefined called as a dot batch RC file. So first of all, we need to open. So how can we open is by using this predefined command. Okay, so after opening this respective file, so just we need to update this file. Okay, where exactly Java is pointing. Okay, and here one note point. So if we want to know where exactly Java is installed, we are having a predefined command called as update hyphen Java hyphen alternatives space hyphen L. Okay, so after installation of Java, okay, once you execute this second command, second step, I mean this step, okay. So if you want to know where exactly Java is installed, okay, because it is downloading from internet, so it will go to, I mean, whatever the softwares so which you are downloading from internet through Linux commands, right? So definitely it is going to install in some location. So otherwise we can say that so it will install in some default location of Linux operating system. So if you want to know that respect to default location, right, so we need to execute this predefined command. So once if you resume this respective predefined command, so easily we can know where exactly it is installed. Okay. So after opening of dot batch rc file, we need to update with piece of code at the end of the file. We need to update the piece of code at the end of the file. That is export Java home equal to default location of Java where it is installed exactly, and followed by path variable. Okay, so this is a piece of code which we need to update in the .batch.rc file. I mean that at the end of the .batch.rc file, we need to update this piece of code. Okay, so let us do these steps practically. You mean what is the query of you, Rakesh? What is exact doubt? can speak with me. Hadoop, Hadoop underscore home. Yes. So after this installation of Hadoop, you need to update this Hadoop home in .batch and zip file as well. Okay. Is it fine? Okay, fine. So all of you who are installing this Hadoop parallelly, so try to log in with user, whatever the user which you have configured. And before that, so all of you install this, have you configured this Oracle VirtualBox and even this on top of that, have you installed this Linux operating system as well? Is it yes or no? So if you are facing some issues or anything or any errors which is related to this installation part, so please let me know so that I can go into clarify your queries if anybody is having. So please respond on the chat so that I can aware, so that I can know. So here Cloudera, you mean to say Cloudera, Jagdish? Okay. So here we are not installing this Cloudera, but if you want to, if you want to get some idea, definitely we can do that. Because the only reason is why we are not installing the Cloudera is so Cloudera required minimum 8 GB RAM. Okay, so if you want to operate both Apache Hadoop and as well as a Cloudera, for suppose if you are assuming that if you are operating the both this Cloudera and Apache Hadoop as a parallel means we require a huge RAM. Okay, so minimum 8 GB is required only for Cloudera. But still, if you want to get some awareness on Cloudera, so definitely we will discuss. Okay, fine. So here we are going with only Apache Hadoop. Okay, we're not going with either Cloudera or Hortonworks, what are the distributions we're having. Here we're going with Apache Hadoop. So what Cloudera is done, either Hortonworks, Cloudera, or whatever the different distributions of Hadoop. So just they are following with Apache Hadoop only. So they have customized in their own manner, whatever they what they want. Okay, they have taken the Apache Hadoop software because it is open source, right? They have taken this Apache Hadoop software and they have customized many solutions for their clients. Okay.
Sir, your voice was breaking, sir. Can you just repeat again?
Okay. Sorry. So some net issues. So I hope you are getting my voice. Okay. So I hope no doubts on this installation part. So here after installation is done, this so if you whatever things you want here, you can make it as an if you want to remove something, go with remove from favorites. Okay.
Sir, how this we execute in industry, like they install with CDH or only Apache Hadoop?
Sorry, your voice is breaking. Jagdish, your voice is breaking.
So in industry, how we run the Hadoop using CDH or Apache Hadoop only?
In where you want to run?
In industry, how these guys are using in industry, in
Okay,
software
okay.
industry?
Okay. So in industry, it depends. For suppose if you're going with the cloud platform, so let us take. I'm storing the entire data in a cloud platform means they're going with if you observe cloud platform as an Azure, so they're using the same thing. So they're having a one distribution called as HD Insights, nothing but Hadoop distribution insights, which is maintained by Microsoft Azure. Microsoft Corporation. So there also we need to go with the terminal commands only. Okay, whatever the terminals, whatever the commands which are using. So these commands are the need take is good. But if they don't want to go with a cloud point of view, so generally they want to develop an application in local, in whatever the local means nothing but uh, what else is called.
So I didn't get your answer actually. Looks like it's breaking.
Okay, sorry, some internet issues. Okay, so now if you want to go with the Cloud or Hortonworks, so if you want to develop application within your uh, local machines, right? So generally we're going with these distributions. Otherwise, if client don't want to keep the data in cloud, so just they want to go with a physical infrastructure. I mean, a physical cluster. So then we're going with the Cloud or Hortonworks. Okay.
Then we are going with this Cloudera.
Now, you
Then
mean?
if client want to build the infrastructure internally, then they go with the CDH or Horton
Yes,
network.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
So how
yes.
here we are ignoring that CDH? I didn't understand that. Apache Hadoop will take care of that. So how this how we will be installing this HDFS?
No, we not yet configured HDFS. We
So
are
where we
installing,
will
right? We are installing the Hadoop.
so we where we will
Wait. Once if
where we
Hadoop,
so where will configure HDFS on top of Hadoop Apache or on CDH?
have you attended my previous sessions first of all?
Yeah, I attended that. Maybe
Okay, so
I
what I
missed
have
some.
discussed in last,
Okay, maybe I have missed that session.
so that is a problem. Here, first of all, if you go with the Cloudera, so we don't have any installation parts. So just it is a customized, completely customized software. Okay, we don't have a end-to-end installations on Cloudera. Okay, it is everything is a just what we can say that it is a ready-made software. But if you're going with the Apache Hadoop, so we need to go with this installations part as well. So why we're discussing this installation part is, so if you're going with any startup companies, so definitely first of all they will not go with the Cloudera. First, they will go with Apache Hadoop only. Once they have got a confidence from the client, so then they're going with either Cloudera or Hortonworks, because Cloudera Hortonworks are, so it is a, I mean we need to pay the money for solutions, what are solutions in which you are expecting. Okay, so that is the reason we're going with the Apache Hadoop initially with complete end-to-end installations. Clear?
Oh, okay, sir.
Hmm.
Oh, can you ask
So
the Durga Soft to just share the videos, recording video? I just wanted to go through.
This conference will now be recorded.
So now here, first of all, here, if you observe the Windows, we're having a start button. We can say that it is a Windows button, right? Same way here also, if you want to know some applications, so if you want to know the softwares, what are the things which we're having within this Linux operating system, so we need to go to this show applications menu. Okay, so there you're going to get the couple of softwares. So now here I want terminal. Okay, so in Windows we're having command prompt, right? CMD. So same way in Linux operating system point of view, we're having a software called as a uh, terminal, or we can say that it is a Linux terminal. Okay, where we can execute whatever the commands in which I have mentioned in the previous screenshot. So what is the first command? So before, if you want to install some software, so my requirement is I want to install Java, but before installing any software, just try to take some try to go for the update command. So what is the update command we're having here? First of all, sudo apt hyphen get update. Okay, and after, if you got this Linux terminal, so now if you want to add this Linux terminal to uh, at left side of this bar, so just right click here, just add to favorites. Okay, so now try to execute this predefined command here, sudo space apt hyphen get update. So it will ask the password. So whatever the password in which you have given for the respective user. So here my username is Hadoop Apache, right? So while logging this user, I have given a password for that. So you need to provide that respective password here. So try to provide the password. Okay, done. Okay. So now we need to install this Java. So what is the command here? Sudo apt hyphen get install space open jdk hyphen 8 hyphen jdk. Okay, sudo space apt hyphen get space install space open jdk hyphen 8 hyphen jdk. This is the predefined command what we are having. So just for installing the Java, and here if you observe here 8 is nothing but a Java 8 version in which we want to configure. Okay, so just click on enter. So just click on S1. So it will take some time for me because internet is, I don't have internet. I have connected with a mobile hotspot. Okay, some network issue is there. It is not connected.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes.
Shiva sir.
Right.
Yeah, so at the time of installing, I got the error like dpkg was interrupted. You must manually run sudo dpkg while installing
So
JDK.
while installing?
At the time of installing JDK, so I executed the same command.
JDK. Okay.
Yeah,
So
so
just
it's
ping me
showing.
that error. Might work.
Sure, sure.
Okay. So now we have done with this Java installation. Okay. So before updating where exactly Java is installed in the .batch.rc file. So just I want to know where exactly is Java is installed, or what is the default location in which Java is installed in Linux operating system. So for this, what is the command we're having here? So which I updated you. So that is nothing but update Java. Sorry, I think update hyphen Java hyphen alternatives hyphen m. What is the problem? Okay, see here. So this is the exact location where exactly Java is installed. Okay, slash usr slash lib slash jvm slash java hyphen 1.8.0 hyphen openjdk hyphen amd64. What this amd64? Nothing but my laptop is a 64-bit. For suppose if your laptop is a 32-bit means you're going to get amd 32, means your java is installed with 32-bit. Okay. So after this, what we need to do? So just we need to update the .batch.rc file. So before updating this batch.rc file, first of all, we need to open this .batch.rc file. So how can we open this .batch.rc file here? So gedit slash dot batch.rc. So this is the respective file what we are having. So go to the end of the file. So what is the command? What is the piece of code which we need to update? Export Java underscore home equal to slash user slash lib jvm slash java hyphen 1.8.0 hyphen open jdk hyphen amd 64, right? This is the thing. So next thing is path, export path slash bin, right? Okay, so this is the piece of code in which we need to update. Okay, so after that, try to save, Control S. Okay, after that, just close this .batch file. This is the command. Okay, g8 /.batch. So try to exit this terminal first of all, and try to reopen the terminal. And if you want to know, whether .batch having the Java path or not, so you can cross check by using echo $Java underscore. See here, this is the same path. So is the same path or not? Slash userlib jvm Java hyphen 1.8.0, same path only, nothing difference. So if you want to know Java version, so Java hyphen version. So here 1.8. Current version of Java is 1.8. Okay. So I hope it is fine. So anybody is installing parallelly? And here one more thing is, so if anybody is not doing installation parallelly, right? So try to complete this installation within this week only, because next week we are going with HDFS commands. Okay, we are going with HDFS commands. So compulsory before going for HDFS commands, so Hadoop installation has to be configured. So then only you're going to get the concepts. Otherwise, it is somewhat difficult to understand. And if you're getting some errors, so for suppose if time is not sufficient to solve your errors within the class, okay, so because we need to complete these concepts as well, right? So definitely we will sit on this weekend, Saturday or Sunday, so I will spend some time, so we're going to solve your errors till your installation is done. Okay, so most of the times maximum we will solve the errors within the class. So here whatever the error which you have got now, so we will discuss on tomorrow. Okay, so today somewhat I need to go somewhat early to the office. That is the only reason. Okay, so still if error is not solved, let me know, so we will discuss on tomorrow. Okay, fine for you. So is it fine? Anybody is having any doubts on this till now?